Hi there. Some people ask me, is my TV makeup different than what I do for every day? And I can honestly say, nope, I wear the same thing. I've worked in television, y'all, for 35 years. And usually you have a much heavier base because you've got all those lights, right? But the thing about this Seint makeup is it's such a good coverage, but it's light. So never do you feel like, well, I can't go out in public and wear my TV or stage makeup because it's so thick and heavy. It's not that way. So this is something that you can build. So if you're like, all right, well, maybe I need, a little more coverage, you just add more. Like what I'm doing right now is I'm just blending all my highlights, what we call highlights, they are foundations. I'm just blending them out. But if I wanted a heavier coverage, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a brush that has tinier bristles. They're tighter together. That actually will kind of pack that color right where I want it. See this brush, it's kind of light and fluffy. I'm just moving the color, okay? But if I want it to be a little more intense, I'm just going to use a different brush and add just a little bit more, but not much. So after I get everything on and kind of blend it out with a brush, I go in with a perfector sponge. Like this sponge, it's really dense. You can get it wet and expand it. I always forget to do that because my makeup area is not right next to the sink. But all I'm doing now is just kind of blending it in. So when you do your foundations or your highlights with Seint, I do a 3-color match. So your beard area matches your neck. This area is a little bit lighter. And then the pop area is under your eye and down your nose. And that is, they're subtle, but they are different. And that gives you a 3D look so that you're not like one color. And so now I'm going to add contour. So I'm going to place this just above my cheekbone. Most people will tell you to put it under, which is certainly fine. But I'm kind of trying this technique because I am 58. Jesus love me. I'm 58 and I'm trying to pull things up, and that's what contour does, is it kind of chisels and sculpts your face to, for wherever you put it. So I'm just putting a little to give me more of a jaw definition. A little bit down the nose. Like such. Now blending your contour, you want to keep that color in the area. You don't want to use a big fluffy brush and move it all this way because you're trying to create that line of sculpt. You know what I'm saying? So if I move this color everywhere, kind of like what I'm going to do with a bronzer, then it's not going to define where I want it to go. So can you see how I'm starting to get some shadow put in just from this shade? This shade is indigo, and that's something else with a color match. I'll match you to your proper contour color. Just going down the sides of my nose and the tip. If I feel like it's too much in the middle after I'm done blending, just come in with the other end of that brush and just blend it out. Don't forget your neck. I've done that before in public. I'm like, oops, I got a line. Okay, so this is Bella bronzer, and I'm just putting it a little kind of on top of my cheeks. And again, this is like your sunshine. This is what, kind of gives you a little more warmth that you can blend a little more freely. It doesn't have to be in like a precision area. So I'm going to use the fluffier end. This is the smaller end of the blush and bronzer brush. And so this color and this application with the brush is just meant to give me some warmth. And it doesn't have to be like super precise. Because these are creams, everything blends out. So if it jumped over to an area that you're like, oh, I don't want it there, that's okay. You can just take your sponge or the brush that you applied things with, like this one. I'm just going to clean it up. I haven't set it to a setting powder or setting spray, so it's good. Look at this shade, y'all. It's called Watermelon. I'm wearing a pink jumpsuit today, or pantsuit, I should say. So even though it looks super intense, it's kind of sheer. So I'm just putting it on just in the cheek area. I'm going to take that same brush that I did the bronzer with, and I'm just going to buff it out a little bit. So you've already sculpted your cheeks, you've already added some more, and now this is just a tiny bit of color. Next come the brow. This color is Trust. It's just one of the brown kind of eyeshadows from Seint that actually works really well if you're a brunette. And so my eyebrows are tattooed. Thank you, Jesus, for that, because the hair really never grew back that much after chemo, so I at least have a template. And then I just go in and I'm just filling it in. The thing about when I do my brows, if it appears too dark, that's okay, because I'm going to powder right over it. I'm going to put on a setting powder right over it, and it kind of mutes it out. So now I'm just taking, this is an angled brush, and I'm just making little brush strokes. Next come the brow. This color is Trust. It's just one of the brown kind of eyeshadows from Seint that actually works really well if you're a brunette. And so my eyebrows are tattooed. Thank you, Jesus, for that, because the hair really never grew back that much after chemo, so I at least have a template. And then I just go in and I'm just filling it in. The thing about when I do my brows, if it appears too dark, that's okay, because I'm going to powder right over it. I'm going to put on a setting powder right over it, and it kind of mutes it out. So now I'm just taking, this is an angled brush, and I'm just making little brush strokes. Okay, before I do my eyes, eyeshadow, I've already put the contour kind of color, the highlight on there. I'm going to use some loose setting powder with the big end of the blush and bronzer brush. I'm actually out of powder, so I'm like, oh. I can set with setting spray, but I like a matte finish, and powder gives me that. So I'm kind of scraping, y'all. I maybe even break out the baby powder here in a minute. I don't have a lot left. And the thing about TV is you don't want to have a lot of shine. So I'm just literally trying to scoop out all that I have that's left. And once you set this, you can still use a setting spray after you're all done. That's fine. But again, see how I'm going over my eyebrows, like I talked about? And I come all the way down. I'm going to wear, it's an open neck, so I'm just going to make sure all that's muted out. I like to do my lips before my eyes. There's no rhyme or reason. It's just, you get into a habit, whatever your pattern is. This liner is Urban Cafe from NYX. You can get it at Ulta. NYX, you can actually, I think, still get it at Walmart too. It's just kind of a brown, and all I'm doing is outlining it, and then I'm going to just take a brush and soften out the line. Kind of fill in that Cupid's bow just a little bit. And then on the corners, I'm going to fill it in like that. Okay, now I'm going to take my little lip brush, here it is, and I'm going to blend it out. Make sure it's even on both sides. Okay, now this is an eyebrow stick from Too Faced. It's just kind of like a white, pearly kind of thing, and I'm putting that right in the center. So see how I didn't put that lip color in the middle? Because I'm putting that. What if I left like this? Now I'm going to take, this is that watermelon that I used on my cheeks, and I'm going to tap it over my brush, blend it in. Okay, then I'm going to take, this is a gloss from Anastasia. It's called Cotton Candy. I never did like cotton candy. Did y'all like that? I thought it was gross. I'm just going to tap it in the middle. There you go. Lips are done. So, eyeshadow. This color is called Waltz. It's from the Advent Calendar collection. So if you got that, it's kind of a putty color, kind of in the gray. There's no warm undertones to it. You know, eyeshadow, y'all, I just kind of go like, what do I feel like today? So I'm just putting this on the brow bone and blending it up and over. If I left it just in that brow bone area and didn't pull that color up, it would bring my eye in like a little sunken cave. So I'm just tapping it right in the middle where that bone is. And then I'm taking it down under the lash line, just about the middle to the middle, and then blending it up. I'm almost like a little arrow to meet that spot there. Just blending it out. These brushes are two-sided, which I really love. You have one side you can apply, and the other side you can do your fluffing, because we like to have fluffiness. Okay, there's that. So let me give you a little tip. Whatever concealer or light colored highlight you use, all I'm doing is I'm just taking a brush and I'm just dabbing it in the inner eye area. The reason why I'm doing this is I'm going to put a shadow on top, but any color that has come down, say that waltz color, in this area that I don't want it to be dark, I don't want to apply a lot of, I have my hair in my mouth, I don't want to apply a lot of eyeshadow to try to give it that lighter look. So I'm just going to kind of give it a head start with a little bit of a light highlight right here. I think this color is white peach. I'm not sure. I just touched it in my palette. Doesn't really matter because I'm gonna cover it up. I'm gonna take the paddle end. This is the multitasker brush, and I'm gonna use that new shade. It's brand new. It's called Golden Eye. It's kind of gold and silver. It just kind of has. It's one of those like iridescent things. Depends on which way you turn your face. Kind of gold and silver. So I'm just throwing that right on top of that color that I just used to lighten up the inner part of the eye. And then I'll carry it down the bridge of my nose. Okay, this is Black Friday. It's a cream liner, and I'm applying it with the fat end of the etch brush, just starting underneath my lashes and just kind of dragging it in. It's a really soft and subtle line. I don't want anything to be like super outlined. It's just a soft kind of a smoky thing. And then I'm going to take the corner of my eye and I'm going to draw a line up. Okay. I'm going to take a little more of my brush. I'm going to touch the lash line area just about in the halfway, and I'm going to create a line that meets that outer line that I just drew. So the premise is to bring your eye up and out, not down. So if you follow your eyeball outline, it's going to pull it down. So you want to create a line that comes up. Okay, I'm going to finish out with a liquid liner, but this is just like, this is the shadow part that makes it a little more smoky and not so outlined. MAC liquid eyeliner. It's a 24-hour liner. And I'm just kind of outlining it. Okay, just like that. So y'all, I only have 2 colors of eyeshadow on. And then I'm just lining it. You can do a lot more or less. But because I'm going to have lashes on, I didn't want to go super heavy with shadows because the lashes itself give kind of a shadow. Okay. I love this mascara. It's Tarte. See, it's purple. And it's their Tubal. And the reason why I like it is because it doesn't smudge under my eyes. So I'm just putting a kind of a thin coat on my lashes. Even though I'm going to wear lash clusters, you need the lashes to have some body to sit on to hold the shape, so they don't droop everywhere. So that's what I'm doing. Let me know if you can put on mascara and not leave your mouth open. I'm trying not to. But for some reason, we always do that, right? It's really important to set your makeup. You have cream under eye makeup, set it with powder or a setting spray before you do your mascara so that if you do have mascara dots that you need to clean up, you're not taking your makeup off with it. Okay, time for lashes. I use these Lilac Street clusters. The style that I'm using, it looks like that, is Hollywood in a 16 millimeter length. And all I'm doing is I'm taking a little bit of glue. This is the glue from Duo. It's that gray strip. I'm just placing it right on top of the lash line. They do theirs a different way, totally understand. And they have a glue that you put on like mascara, and it will keep your lashes for like 10 days. It's kind of like lash extensions, but I like to take my lashes off at night. And I like to have my eyes, I can put lotions or creams and stuff there. So that's why I do it this way. But if you do it the way they want you to, you put the lashes underneath your lashes and then you clamp them on. This is just how I do it. I don't work for them. So the only reason why I'm telling you about these lashes is because if you want to know what kind I use. But I don't get anything from it. Okay. And there you have it. See, this makeup's no different for TV than it is for everyday life. It's super simple. If you guys want to know anything more about this makeup, if you want to have a free color match, or if you want to know about the makeup artist program, be happy to talk with you about that. Just get a hold of me. Y'all have a really good day, and I'll see you tomorrow.